Power, precision, silence. One moment of thought can topple empires, dismantle illusions, and turn certainty into chaos. You have seen cases built brick by brick, hour by hour, evidence after evidence, each one polished until it gleamed with the brilliance of supposed perfection. They thought it was untouchable, flawless. They thought it would walk through the courtroom like a titan, unshakable and relentless. But all it takes is one line, one perfectly delivered, calculated, undeniable line to shatter it, to reduce it to ash, to leave everyone staring in disbelief at what they once believed unbreakable. That is the power you hold in your mind, in your voice, in your presence. The quiet moments before the storm are where legends are born. And when the storm hits, there is no mercy, no warning, only the truth revealed in its raw, burning glory. If you feel the weight of this story, if it tugs at something deep inside you, then pause for a second and hit that subscribe button, because the journey we are about to take is not for the faint of heart. Drop a comment too, because I want to hear the names of those who refuse to bow down to fear, who crave the fire of confrontation, who want to stand at the edge of despair and step forward anyway. Every single voice counts. Every single witness to the unfolding of brilliance matters. When you subscribe and comment, you become part of this story, part of the reckoning, part of the moment when one line does not just speak, but annihilates the foundations of arrogance and assumed invincibility. They had the case built like a fortress, evidence stacked like walls, testimony arranged like battlements, every angle covered, every loophole sealed. You could feel the weight of it, the certainty they carried into the room. They believed in their perfection. But perfection is a fragile thing. It is glass, not stone. It is a mask that can crack with the simplest truth, a facade that crumbles when confronted by intellect, sharpened like a blade. One line, a line delivered with absolute conviction, with precision timing, with eyes that do not waver, and the whole fortress trembled. The room went silent. You could hear the disbelief dripping from the corners, from the lips of those who built what they thought would endure forever. There is a darkness in the courtroom that most never see. It is the tension that hums under the polished floorboards, the electric fear that rises when certainty meets unpredictability. It is the weight of knowing that everything they have prepared could vanish in a single moment. And yet for you, for the one who knows the value of patience, observation, and timing, this darkness is not fear. It is opportunity. It is the canvas where you paint your masterpiece, where one line is more than words. It is strategy, it is power, it is the eruption of truth that leaves all opposition gasping in awe. The opposing lawyer had spent nights perfecting every detail, rehearsing every argument, believing they were untouchable. They thought every witness was loyal, every document flawless. They believed in the invincibility of structure, of preparation. But structure, preparation, belief, it all evaporates under the heat of authenticity and precision. One line, delivered with the weight of inevitability, and their confidence melted into resignation. You could see it in their hands, the slight tremor of disbelief. You could see it in their eyes, the flicker of panic that no amount of practice could erase. And then the moment came, the resignation, not just professional but internal, the collapse of ego and certainty, like a house of cards crushed under a single hand. Some say the courtroom is a battlefield. They are wrong. The courtroom is a crucible. It tests your intellect, your composure, your ability to remain unshaken when everything around you is designed to intimidate. They built the perfect case, yes, but the perfect case is a concept, an illusion. Nothing is perfect when faced with clarity, with truth, with someone who understands that the right words at the right moment are more powerful than months of preparation, more devastating than years of practice. That one line is not just spoken, it is wielded, it is calculated, it is inevitable. It does not ask for attention, it commands it. You learn from moments like these. You understand the fragility of perceived strength, the emptiness of arrogance, the futility of overconfidence. You see that no matter how perfect a structure seems, one flaw in comprehension, one insight, one fearless articulation can undo it all. And that knowledge, oh, that knowledge, is intoxicating. It humbles you, it frightens you, it energizes you, because you know that the same potential lies within you. You know that if you cultivate your mind, sharpen your timing, trust your instincts, you can face mountains of preparation and reduce them to dust with a single strike. The power of one line is the power of clarity. It is the power of seeing what others cannot, of distilling chaos into truth, of piercing the illusion of infallibility. That is why some lawyers rise above the rest. That is why some voices echo in history, while others are swallowed by the shadows of mediocrity. It is not the hours of preparation alone. It is not the knowledge alone. It is the courage to speak the undeniable truth when it counts, the audacity to trust your insight, and the precision to deliver it at the exact moment when the world cannot ignore it. Even now you can feel it. The tension, the collapse, the awe, the resignation. You can imagine the room, the silence, the faces of those who believed in certainty, watching it vanish in a heartbeat. And you know the lesson hidden in that silence. That power is not in numbers, not in weight, not in walls. Power is in the moment, in the line, in the courage to unleash what you know must be said. One line turns the tide. One line reduces arrogance to dust. One line forces the world to kneel before clarity. You see, the beauty of one line is in its simplicity. The complexity of preparation vanishes in its presence. They had stacked facts, testimonies, cross-examinations, timelines, and documents into what they believed was an impenetrable fortress. They had constructed a narrative so intricate, so meticulously detailed, that even a single misstep seemed impossible. And yet all it took was one line that cut through the noise, the confusion, the theatrics, and struck at the core. That line did not just contradict. It unveiled truth, it exposed weakness, it shattered confidence. It is in these moments you realize that preparation without insight is empty. Meticulous work without vision is fragile. And perfection is only as strong as the one who commands it. There is an eerie stillness that follows a moment like that. You can feel it in the air, thick as smoke, heavy as expectation. The opposing lawyer's shoulders slump, almost imperceptibly, the mask of certainty slipping. Eyes that once glimmered with arrogance now dart nervously, seeking a lifeline that doesn't exist. You realize then that victory is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it waits, and sometimes it lands like a silent blade in the exact spot where it hurts the most. And as the silence stretches, you recognize your own strength, the calm, the precision, the foresight that made this moment inevitable. And think about the courage it takes to trust that one line. Most people are terrified of speaking when everything depends on it. Most would falter under scrutiny, would second-guess themselves in the presence of overwhelming opposition. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is mastery over it. Courage is the willingness to speak what must be spoken, even when the room seems to weigh you down. even when the walls of preparation built by others tower above you like giants. That is why the one line carries more power than 1,000 pages of argument, more influence than any speech delivered with empty confidence. It is distilled, it is precise, it is unstoppable. There is a dark poetry in seeing someone resign to inevitability. You watch as their defenses crumble, their strategies dissolve, and their belief in control evaporate before your eyes. It is not cruelty. It is the natural order of confrontation. Those who build walls must face the truth that walls can be breached, that certainty can be challenged, and that no amount of effort guarantees invulnerability. And in that moment, you understand that the power of intellect, timing, and clarity far outweighs the labor of brute preparation. You realize that the courtroom, the battlefield, the arena of ideas, it is a place where insight eclipses endurance, where precision eclipses volume, where one line eclipses the illusion of perfection. Every master knows the value of timing. Everyone who has ever turned the tide knows that a single line delivered too early or too late loses its force. There is an almost surgical precision to the art of collapse, a rhythm to the unraveling of the supposedly perfect. You must feel the tension, observe the weaknesses, measure the pulse of the room. And when the moment arrives, you strike. Not with anger, not with haste, but with inevitability. The one line is not just spoken, it is released, like a hawk letting go of its prey, and it finds its mark with a force that is unavoidable. Some will ask, how does one acquire such power? How does one learn to find the one line that reduces mountains to dust? It begins with patience, with observation, with a relentless dedication to understanding human nature. You watch, you listen, you notice hesitation, arrogance, fear, and overconfidence. You study the room, the players, the dynamics, and you wait. You wait until the right alignment, the right moment, the perfect instant when your insight will meet opportunity. The preparation of others is their weakness. Your patience is your weapon. And when the one line emerges, it is not guesswork, it is certainty. Imagine the adrenaline that surges in such moments. The silence after the words land. The opposing lawyer frozen, unable to respond, trapped by the undeniable truth you have articulated. It is not just professional victory. It is psychological domination, an understanding that intellect, precision, and courage hold more sway than experience, numbers, or intimidation. They had spent months building what they thought was unshakable, and in a heartbeat, it all collapsed. That is the power you crave. That is the moment you prepare for. That is the lesson that will shape every confrontation you ever face. And the beauty of one line is that it doesn't shout. It doesn't need applause. Its impact is measured in eyes widening, confidence dissolving, and the invisible surrender of arrogance. You do not need to raise your voice. You do not need theatrics. You do not need the applause of the room. The line itself speaks volumes. The room feels it. The opposing lawyer feels it. And even those who thought they could resist feel it. It is the subtle yet undeniable force of mastery, the quiet eruption of inevitability that cannot be denied or countered. Consider the psychology of resignation. It is not just professional, it is internal. The moment the opposing lawyer resigns, something deeper has occurred. Their ego, their belief in control, their assumption of invincibility, all of it crumbles. And you, the one who wielded the line, become the embodiment of clarity, strategy, and power. That is not arrogance. It is recognition of capability. That is the kind of control that changes the course of history. not through force, but through insight and timing. That is why we study, why we prepare, why we wait for the right moment to strike with precision. In every field, in every struggle, there will be moments where everything seems stacked against you. Mountains of preparation, walls of opposition, rivers of doubt. And in those moments, remember the power of one line. Remember that preparation alone does not guarantee victory. Remember that clarity, courage, and timing hold the ultimate sway. And when your moment comes, when you see the crack in the armor, when you sense the hesitation, the doubt, the opening, do not hesitate. Deliver the line. Strike the moment. Witness the inevitable unraveling of arrogance, the silent surrender of opposition, and the undeniable power of truth. The room remains silent long after the line has fallen. You can almost feel the echoes bouncing off the walls, brushing against every corner, filling every crevice with inevitability. Silence is louder than words in moments like this. It is the sound of certainty, the absence of rebuttal, the undeniable acknowledgement that the world has shifted in the space of a breath. The opposing lawyer does not stumble because of rage, does not falter because of weakness, but because the truth you delivered has no counter. It exists beyond argument, beyond objection, beyond debate. And in that silence, victory is complete. But understand this: mastery is not born in moments of triumph. It is forged in the shadows, in preparation, in observation, in the countless hours when the room is empty and your mind is sharpening its edge. Every one-line moment you witness, every collapse of arrogance, every resignation of power, is the result of unseen labor. Those who understand this do not rely on luck. They do not wait for opportunity to knock. They create it, they sense it, they command it. And when the moment arrives, what seems effortless is the culmination of relentless discipline, observation, and insight. You must study people. You must read intentions before they are spoken, detect weakness before it is revealed, and predict hesitation before it surfaces. The perfect case does not account for perception, for instinct, for the quiet precision of insight. It assumes that preparation is the ultimate weapon, that confidence is immutable, that arrogance shields against truth. But none of this is true. Preparation is merely a canvas. Insight is the brush. Timing is the stroke. And the one line, the one line, is the masterpiece. It is the strike that transforms thought into action, that turns confidence into surrender, that reduces towers of arrogance into rubble. In that moment, as the opposing lawyer bows to inevitability, you understand the fragility of perception. They believed they had control. They believed their fortress was impenetrable. And yet, it took one carefully chosen, perfectly timed line to unravel all of it. This is the lesson for life as well as law. Systems, plans, and structures, no matter how seemingly perfect, can collapse in the presence of clarity, courage, and insight. Those who fear this truth are doomed to be passive, to be spectators, to be defeated by inevitability. Those who embrace it, who cultivate it, who wield it, they change outcomes, rewrite narratives, and command respect without raising their voices. And there is a darkness in mastery that most will never understand. It is the shadow that follows knowledge, the weight that comes with awareness. You realize that power is not simply wielded. It is contained, measured, and released with precision. The moment you speak that line, you are not cruel. You are not vengeful. You are inevitable. You are the manifestation of clarity in a world clouded by arrogance and assumption. And there is an intoxicating thrill in that inevitability, a quiet rush in knowing that you have seen the fracture before anyone else. And when you struck, the world bent in response. Yet mastery is also humility. You recognize that one line alone is not magic. It is the combination of preparation, observation, patience, and courage. It is the willingness to wait until the moment is ripe, the willingness to risk your own fear, the understanding that power without precision is wasted energy. Those who think victory comes from volume, from theatrics, from dominance alone, are blinded by illusion. The quiet ones, the patient ones, the ones who observe and wait, they are the ones who command inevitability. They are the ones who reduce perfect cases to ash with nothing more than a line, a word, a single undeniable strike of truth. Think about the opposing lawyer as they sit, defeated, watching their months of work crumble. There is a lesson in their resignation. Not every collapse is violent. Not every surrender is dramatic. Some fall silently, reluctantly, unable to comprehend how everything they built could vanish so completely. And that is the power of one line. It is not just argument. It is revelation. It is clarity. It is truth that cannot be ignored. And when you wield it, when you trust your insight, when you strike with precision, you realize that nothing built without understanding, without vision, without courage, can withstand the inevitable. And the audience, oh, the audience, they feel it too. They sense the shift in power. They see the unmasking of arrogance. They watch as certainty turns into hesitation, as preparation gives way to inevitability. That is the thrill of mastery, the allure of control, the dark satisfaction of knowing that clarity will always win over volume, insight will always outmatch assumption, and one line can topple what seemed eternal. They remember moments like this, not because of spectacle, but because of inevitability, because of truth, because of the quiet precision that cannot be denied. Now imagine that power in your own life, not just in the courtroom, not just in arguments or debates, but in every situation where perception clashes with truth. Every boardroom, every negotiation, every confrontation holds the potential for your own one line, the one moment that reduces overconfidence to humility, that transforms tension into opportunity, that turns chaos into clarity. The lesson is simple. Build your mind, sharpen your insight, cultivate patience, and strike only when certainty aligns with opportunity. Then, and only then, can you experience the thrill, the control, the inevitability of the one line. There is an art to watching collapse as well. It is not malice, it is understanding. You see the structure they built, the confidence they carried, the arrogance they projected, and then you see it disintegrate under the weight of clarity, timing, and insight. You do not gloat, you do not boast. You observe, you acknowledge, and you grow. Every collapse, every resignation, every moment of inevitability teaches you something. The world respects its clarity, fears indecision, and submits to courage. And the one line, your one line, becomes more than a tool. It becomes a testament, a signature of mastery, an eternal marker of precision and courage. And now, the truth settles like a shadow over the room. The air hangs heavy with inevitability, the kind that cannot be argued with, cannot be resisted, and cannot be undone. You see the opposing lawyer sitting there defeated, not because they lacked knowledge, not because they lacked preparation, but because they underestimated the power of clarity. They did not account for the force of one line, one truth, one moment delivered with precision that leaves no space for counter. And in that silence, in that pause that stretches like an eternity, you feel the raw weight of mastery, the power that comes not from noise, from force, from volume, but from insight, courage, and timing. This is where greatness is born. Not in loud proclamations, not in exaggerated victories, not in the applause of the crowd. Greatness is born in moments like this, when the world around you trembles and shifts, when months of preparation collapse under a single undeniable line, when certainty turns to hesitation and arrogance dissolves into silence. You realize that the line is more than words. It is a weapon, it is a key, it is a revelation, and it belongs to those who are willing to master the mind, cultivate patience, and strike when the moment demands it. There is a power in inevitability that cannot be overstated. When your insight meets opportunity, when your courage meets clarity, when your timing meets perception, the result is absolute. One line is not a trick. It is not a fluke. It is the outcome of years of observation, practice, restraint, and precision. It is the manifestation of intellect refined in shadows, sharpened in silence, and unleashed at the exact moment the world cannot resist. You realize then that every obstacle, every challenge, every opponent, no matter how prepared or confident, can be overcome when you cultivate this mastery. And the lesson is not only for the courtroom. Life is a series of moments, each with the potential to be your one-line moment. Every interaction, every negotiation, every conflict carries within it the opportunity for clarity to triumph over chaos, for courage to dismantle assumption, for precision to render preparation meaningless. If you internalize this, if you hone your insight, if you cultivate patience and timing, you will see that life itself bends to clarity, that fear dissolves in the presence of courage, and that even the strongest structures can crumble under the weight of inevitability. Picture yourself in the future. You face a challenge that seems insurmountable. You face opponents who have built walls of preparation, confidence, and arrogance. And in that moment, you find your line, the one line that reduces doubt to dust, that exposes weakness without cruelty, that commands attention without shouting. And when it lands, when clarity meets timing, you see the same transformation that has captivated history: silence, disbelief, resignation. And in that silence, you recognize your own power, your own mastery, and the undeniable truth that insight, courage, and precision are stronger than preparation, louder than arrogance, and mightier than certainty. Every master understands this. Every legend remembers this. Everyone who has ever reshaped a room, a debate, a confrontation, has done so with the power of one line. And it is not a matter of luck, nor is it an accident of timing. It is discipline, it is patience, it is the cultivation of intellect, courage, and observation over months, years, decades. And when you wield it, the world reacts. Opponents bow, arrogance falters, and certainty evaporates. That, it is the thrill of mastery, the quiet power of inevitability, the dark satisfaction of knowing that preparation alone is not enough. But insight, courage, and timing are unstoppable. And here is the ultimate truth. Everyone has access to this power. It is not reserved for the elite, the famous, or the experienced. It is available to anyone who cultivates their mind, observes their surroundings, masters their fear, and waits for the right moment. The one line exists within you. The clarity exists within you. The courage exists within you. You need only refine it, trust it, and deliver it when the world least expects it, but most demands it. And when you do, you will feel the same exhilaration, the same inevitability, the same dark, intoxicating power that changes the room, the outcome, the story itself. So remember this: the perfect case, the seemingly untouchable structure, the overwhelming confidence of opposition. None of it is absolute. All of it is vulnerable to insight, precision, and courage. One line is enough to topple mountains, reduce towers to rubble, and leave the world stunned in silence. And that line is yours to craft. That moment is yours to claim. That power is yours to wield. But it comes only to those who are patient, disciplined, observant, and fearless. Those who wait for the right moment, who trust their insight, and who strike with inevitability. As the dust settles, as silence reigns, as resignation takes its quiet toll, remember the exhilaration, the precision, the inevitability. This is the power of mastery. This is the power of one line. This is the lesson that transforms preparation into insight, fear into courage, and doubt into dominance. And if you take this lesson into your life, into your career, into every challenge you face, you will realize that no structure is unshakable, no certainty is untouchable, and no arrogance is immune. All it takes is clarity, courage, timing, and the unwavering belief that your line is the one that will change everything. So go forward, study, observe, wait, sharpen your mind, trust your instincts, find your moment, and when it comes, strike, speak your line. Watch certainty crumble, witness arrogance resign, feel the thrill of inevitability, and know in that moment that you have touched mastery, that you have wielded power, and that you have transformed preparation into destiny. One line, that is all it takes. One line can turn everything to ash, and in that ash, you will see the beginning of your own legend. And now, as the dust of confrontation settles, the echoes of your one line still reverberate through the room, you realize something profound. Mastery is not measured by the victories you claim, nor by the applause you receive, nor by the walls you tear down. It is measured by the clarity you cultivate, the patience you endure, the courage you summon, and the timing you command. One line does not merely dismantle a case. It exposes the depth of your understanding, the precision of your observation, the discipline of your mind. It is proof that intellect and insight, when combined with courage, will always triumph over preparation alone. The room may have been filled with documents, witnesses, and confident assertions, but it is clarity, your clarity, that determines the outcome. As you stand at the threshold of this realization, understand that this power is not a weapon against others. It is a force that transforms yourself. Every one-line moment you witness, every opponent who falters, every structure that crumbles before insight teaches you about your own potential. It reminds you that fear is not weakness, but a signal that something monumental is at stake. It reminds you that patience is not idleness, but the cultivation of inevitability. It reminds you that preparation is meaningless without vision, and knowledge is powerless without courage. In this understanding, you do not just command the room, you command yourself, your choices, and ultimately, your destiny. And yet there is a weight to this mastery, a darkness that accompanies it. To wield a one line that reduces certainty to ash, you must live with the knowledge of possibility, the knowledge that at any moment, clarity can disrupt the strongest defenses, that truth can shatter the most meticulously built illusions. You learn to respect preparation, but you never fear it. You study patience, but you never waste it. You cultivate courage, and you recognize that every hesitation, every doubt, every second of silence is an opportunity to strike with precision. The darkness is not to frighten you. It is to teach you. It is the reminder that power is not given. It is earned, honed, and wielded with unwavering focus. Reflect for a moment on the opposing lawyer who resigned, on the perfect case that crumbled in a single breath. That is not merely a story of professional defeat. It is a symbol. It is a symbol of the fragility of arrogance, the futility of unchecked confidence, and the inevitability of truth. And in that symbol lies the lesson for every challenge you will ever face. No matter how impossible, no matter how certain, no matter how meticulously built, no structure can withstand the force of clarity applied at the right moment. The room remembers the line, the people remember the moment, and history, in its own quiet way, remembers inevitability. And so will you if you choose to internalize this lesson and carry it into your own life. In life, as in the courtroom, you will encounter situations that seem insurmountable, opponents who appear untouchable, and walls that feel impenetrable. And yet there is always a moment, your moment, when clarity, courage, and timing converge. That moment may be fleeting, it may be subtle, it may arrive when you least expect it. But when it comes, you must recognize it, embrace it, and strike. That one line, your one line, will not merely resolve the conflict. It will redefine the space around you. It will shift perception. It will command respect, and it will mark your mastery. The preparation you have undertaken, the observations you have made, the patience you have cultivated, all of it comes to fruition in that single, inevitable strike. So, carry this lesson forward. Honor the silence that follows your line. Respect the weight of inevitability. Recognize the fragility of perfection and the potency of insight. And remember that mastery is not an accident, nor a gift, nor a stroke of luck. It is the sum of your discipline, your courage, your clarity, and your timing. One line does not merely destroy, it illuminates, it teaches, it transforms. And when you embrace this truth, you realize that you are not simply a participant in the world around you. You are a force within it, capable of changing outcomes, shifting destinies, and leaving an indelible mark on everything you touch. And finally, know this: the power of one line belongs to those who understand the stakes, who respect the process, and who refuse to allow fear or hesitation to dictate the outcome. It belongs to those who have mastered themselves before attempting to master the world. It belongs to those who see opportunity in silence, truth in chaos, and inevitability in timing. And when that line finally emerges, it will not simply be a victory in a case or a collapse of arrogance. It will be a testament to your mastery, a monument to your insight, and a legacy of clarity that endures long after the room has emptied, long after the papers have been filed, and long after the echoes of resignation have faded.